welcome back to another non-really exciting tutorial about coding in Godot. In this tutorial, we based on the previous lesson. We're gonna explore more what type of variables we have, and other creative way to do operation of our numbers. So let's start with the code, with the script. I call it types. I have a node. I'm gonna assign it over here. So I want to show you first when we have a variable of type variable integer of type int. We write down 2 variable second int of type int. We write 5. We saw how we can do, for example, var sum equal integer plus second integer. If we print sum, we're gonna have our result over here. It's gonna be 7. Now if I want to have this sum to sum another sum, I can do var sum new sum is equal to sum plus 9. So now our 7 plus 9 is gonna be 16. Oh, I need to print actually new sum. So if I print new sum, it's gonna be 16. But what happened when I want to add a new number over here? I can write it here plus 2. So to our 16, we're gonna have now 18. Or instead of writing, for example, new sum is equal to new sum plus 2, we can just type new sum is equal to itself, new sum plus 2. So we had 18, now plus 2. Then the sum of new sum plus 2 is gonna assign to the same variable new sum. So whenever I click here, we're gonna have 20. We have another way to shorten this thing over here, this code. We can just type new sum, and it works with every operator, so addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and also it's gonna work with our module, if you remember, the one for receive a rest from a division. You can just need to write the operator and the equal sign and the number that you want to use. So now to our 20, we're gonna add again 2 and assign to the new sum, and whatever I print is gonna be 22. Now I want to show you how it works with let's create var a equal 4, and if I create var rest is module equal to 2, suppose var rest, var rest equal to no, let's create var rest, and then we create rest module equal 2. If I now write my rest, 4 divided by 2 is gonna be 2 with the rest of 0. So if I print now, I'm gonna have nil and rest mode of yes, sorry, it's because var rest, let's say it's 4, we don't need this variable anymore. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. So if I do like that now and I'm gonna print, we're gonna have 0. So this is all you need to know about this operator. I'm gonna keep everything in the script because I want to share with you on Google Drive, and you can have access and check everything without any problem. So we'll create a new dash 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 and we call it operators. Then we dash again, we go over here, we close the dash. So if you see this arrow over here, if I do like that, it's gonna close down a series of commands. Let's keep it like that. If we move on now, we saw already a variable integer, and then we saw also the float, fl type float equal 2.4. We saw the string equal hello world. Now I want to introduce you a new what is happening? Oh, I need the pass over here. A string of types string. I want to introduce you a new type. It's called bool. It's a var my bool. It comes from boolean, and it can have only a value of true or false. It's equal to 0 and 1, because of boolean operation is like 0 and 1. So this one is useful in condition. If you use like if something is like false, then you do this one. If something is true, you do that one. We're not gonna see in action maybe, or like we can just check with the if my bool equal to true, you can print success, else you print fail. So we are assigning a false. If we run now, we're gonna have a fail. You can change my bool anytime, so I can write down my bool equal to true, and it's gonna change now if I run success. Pretty straightforward. We just move on. I don't want to make lessons longer again, 50 minutes maybe. We have this one, and we comment as well. The error is because it keeps asking me for a pass because there are no commands inside. Yeah. So after my booleans, I want to show you an array. Array, it's my array. You declare it that way. Array is equal to type array. So you can leave it like that. It's an empty array. You can write it like that. It's an empty array. You use square bracket to use to declare an array. And inside an array, you can write any element that you want. So my string, separate by a comma. So I can write a number, an integer to 4.3. I can have a bool, so a true, and so on. I think in the 3.5 maybe this one wasn't possible. I'm not sure about it. I don't remember. But from new version, you can write my type array. We're gonna write this one. You can declare which type your array should be. So if I write inside array of string, my array is gonna accept only string. If I write 2, it gives me an error. If I write true, it gives me an error. It only accepts string, second string, and so on. So array is fixed. You can have access to any element of the array. Now we're gonna see how. And the count of the array, so if you have 2 elements, the count of the array actually start from 0 and it move on. So we have 0, 1. If we had another 1, the third element is gonna be 2. This is called index. So we have an index and the count of the array. There are basic operations that you can do on the array, and one of that can be, so if I write print and I write my type array and I'm gonna print it, we're gonna see every element of the array is gonna be here. So we have string, second string. If I want to access a specific element of the array, I can write down a square bracket and the position. So if I write 0, it's gonna give me string. If I write 1, it's gonna give me second string. If I write 2, it's gonna give me an error because we are out of our bound. It can't get the index out of 0, 1. It can't get the number 2. There is nothing over there. The same can happen if you want to add to my type array an element. So if I want to add 0 position, let's say John, and we write, and now we try to print it, we're gonna have John. If I try to assign the 2, since it doesn't exist, it's gonna give me an error. Is there any way to increase the size? It's a dynamical allocation. Yes, there is a way to increase the size. We need to just add element. So in order to add an element, we want to add, okay, let's say that this one now is gonna be on the first element. Let's say we want to add an element to this array. We can just write my type array. If we click dot, we have access to all the functions that we can call from it. So there is a get function. The get function is the same of, I'll show you another thing. If I get and a bracket, it's gonna give me a hint of what we can do. You can also click Control on it, and you're gonna open your documentation. So let's go back. I don't want to read the documentation. I want to go like so. We have, it's telling you like I expect at least one argument over here, and it's the index that they want. So if I write index 1 where John is, and I assign to a variable a, now if I try to print my variable a, it's gonna be John. Opposite to get, you have a variable set, sorry, a function set. As the word say, if I now set on the index 1, this one want 2 arguments. So the first one is the index. We just get the first element is John. If I want to swap it, and now I write here my name Giuseppe, and let's do like this, my type array, get 1 again, and you try to print a, no, a. Now we're gonna see how we're setting the array to Giuseppe. So we have John, and then we override the first position with my name, and we print it again. Let's move on how to add a new element to the array. So again, if we write down my type array dot, we're gonna have all this function. You can check inside the size is gonna tell you what's the size of the array in numbers. So in this case it's 2 elements. It's gonna return 2 elements. You can find, you can reverse the array, you can resize. This is all built in and are very, very useful. You can pop and push, but right now we're gonna add a new element with this one. We're gonna append, and you want to append a value. So let's say we want to append Maria. Now if I print again my type array, we're gonna have the new array with the new element called Maria. In this case it's gonna be on the index 2, 0, 1, 2. We can also, let's see, before appending to Maria, we can do my type array dot clear. This one is gonna clear the all array setting to 0. Let's say you have an inventory and you have a button that drop everything or destroy everything inside your inventory. You're gonna call this function over here. So if now I execute, we have the first one, the second one is the second print, and now our array has only the element Maria. Let's see what happens if I try to pop or push an array. So if I write down again my type array dot pop back, so if we check over here, remove and return the last element of the array. Returns null if the array is empty. And it doesn't generate any error. This is very important. There is also pop front. Remove and return the first element of the array. So it has a return. If you check over here, it returns something. So I can let's go over here. I can just use it as it is, pop back, and if I print my type array, let's go like this. I don't want that this one is executed. So we have, as we saw, we have the array string, second string, we append Maria, so we have this one. Now we're gonna print the whole array and we're gonna see what happens if I pop back. If I pop back, the array shrink one position to the left and it eliminates it deletes the last element. So you can what is over here? How to go down? So you have a pop back and you have also a pop front. Is gonna be the opposite. It's gonna pop the first element and it's leave this one. As you saw, I told you that it returns something. It returns a variant. A variant is a type, any type. So if I create a new variable, my array return is gonna be, and I try to print it, my array return is gonna print the element that it deleted from the original array that it popped back. Opposite to pop, we have the push one. So my type array push, let's say push back. Let's say again, ask you variant. Now, if we see the documentation, it requires a variance and it appends an element at the end of the array. So this one is the same as doing append. So if I do append, I'm gonna append at the end of the element. If I push back now and I write down, let's write down j, let's comment out this one, and now I print it. I need to print it, so let's print the original one and let's print the modified one. It's gonna add at the end of the array our j. Opposite to it, if we push front, we're gonna push it at the very beginning. J string, second string Maria. So we increase the size. Another function that I said before can be my type array dot count, and the function count, it counts how many argument that you're passing by appears inside your array. So if I count how many times Maria, happen, it's gonna tell you it happens only one time. Now I'm gonna append a couple of Maria, so 1, 2, 3, and let's say 4. We have 4 Maria. Now we're counting how many Maria are gonna be here and printing it out. It's gonna be 4 times Maria. It's pretty simple. If I print now my type array that size doesn't require any element. If you click over here, it returns an int. You don't really need to assign to anything, and it returns the number of elements in the array, and empty arrays always return 0. So if your array is empty, it's gonna return 0. Now we're gonna count how many elements is inside, and it's gonna be 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was also, where is this one? I was looking. Okay, slice is a little bit more complicated. You slice literally elements. You have letters, and you slice what is from one position to another position in negative. So if I slice 2, I'm gonna cut 0, 1, and I start to count from 2, and then I slice back, so -1, -2, and I count the, as it says, print CD, -2, 6, it happens again, it counts from -2, 1, 2, and start to print E, and then it start to print 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can do more creative ways, very crazy things. We have a sort and a sort custom. Let's say sort custom is a bit more advanced. Let's go for a sort one. So a sort one, as the word say, you can sort the array base in ascending way. So if I have var my int array and assign array, and we do 2, 10, 4, 6, 1, and we're gonna comment out all these things, control slash. So if I do what we say to use, we say to use a sort. So if I do my int array dot sort, and then I print my int array, it's gonna happen that my array now it's sorted. Very interesting. There are many ways to check the array. There are operators, you can check. There are like major, bigger, smaller. This one is also a little bit more advanced. It works with the bool. It returns some true or false based on something. Maybe I'm gonna do a lesson later on. You have a resides. You can resides set to a size that you want. So you can make it bigger or smaller. You can remove at the position that you're gonna pass by. You can, let's see, what is, pick a random one, or return the minimum or the maximum value inside the array. It's useful to read the guide if you don't know what's happening. There is like, it's empty, it returns a bool, so you can print is my array empty. Is it empty, it returns true, it's gonna tell you yes it's empty or false. You can insert in a position a value and get front, many of these ones. Some of them I didn't even use it. So there is array, but I don't like to use arrays. I use, as I say, remove at. You can duplicate, count, clear, we saw, sign, many of this one. So what is here? Let's move on now, because I want to go forward with the our types declaration. Array is a big things, maybe we need a proper lesson. If you get confused, just write it down and I can maybe make a lesson or explain in a short video more thing about the array. I want to introduce a new statement. We saw already the if statement, we saw the function statement, the pass. We're gonna use the for statement. For statement is something that creates a loop and it iterates through every element of something. And in this case, we have an array that contains the element, it contains something. So if I write my statement for, it works like that. You write for, and then you assign a name of a variable that you want to. So for element, let's say in, another word, keyword, my type array, and then that now is gonna iterate through every element of your array that you're giving. So we have 2, 10, 4, 6, 1. So it's gonna iterate through it. We can add, for example, print the element is, and you add string element. So now if we run, we expect to have 2, 4, 5 print statement over here. Which one? Oh, I need to write my int array. My int array. So as you see, it's we sorted, and now it's gonna give me the element is in 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go creative right now. We can go var index equals 0. We start from 0, and if we go through this one, we check the index 0. Okay, so we go down the element in plus string index plus string is. So we're gonna check index, and once we are out, we need to increment. Oh no, this one doesn't work in this language. Index plus equal 1. The element in sorry, we need some space. The element in, yeah. So the element in 0, let's make it more clear. Index. So element in index 0 is 1. The element in index 1 is 2, 4, 6, 10, and so on. This one is very important. You will use it a lot of times in your journey to to code games. Okay, let's clear out with the array for today. We move on to other two type. So this one is, you don't write var, you write const. A constant, as the word say, is something that you cannot change. So if I write my constant value and I write 1, or like this is a constant, for the documentation suggests to write constant in capital letters. My constant value. This is a constant. So as the words say, you cannot change. If I try to do here my constant value equal 2 or equal I tried, it gives you an error. You cannot assign your value to a constant because the value is not to change across the whole script. Where we use this one, do you have any idea? if we have, for example, a gravity, we know that the gravity, unless it's a game where you can manipulate the gravity is always 9.8 meters per second. So we can tell like, okay, apply this gravity across the whole script. Anyway, it's not gonna change. And it's also useful because maybe you can change it by mistake. Something is gonna change the value of the gravity, and in this way you cannot change it. Now, this concept is a little bit more difficult and advanced. First of all, I want to say that there is another type that is not an array, it's a collection of things as well. It's a dictionary. So I'm gonna show you just how to create it. So if you want, you can research and try by yourself, but in the lesson we're gonna just see dictionary. So you write down dictionary, and you can create an empty dictionary in that way, or you can just type equal and square bracket and you write inside what you want in the dictionary. Now, a dictionary, you need to specify two things, a key and your value. So a key, right now we go string, and a value we go with the integer. So this is how you declare. You want to add the second key and the second integer, you can do it. So just for the sake of your knowing, this is how you do it. You can check, and we're gonna come back later. So the other concept that I wanted to introduce is the other variable is the enum. Enums allow you to create you a custom type. Let's say, for example, how to use this one. You want to use it in specify some level difficulty. So I can create my custom level difficulty, and you can assign now what is the custom level difficulty. You create like that, anyway, easy, medium, hard. So you don't need to specify equal. This is how you specify your enum. Also over here, the documentation suggests to create my custom difficulty with capital letter, if I remember well. I always do like that just to don't get confused. And like, how can we use this enum now? Well, you can specify your variable difficulty that is a type my custom difficulty, and it's gonna work. And you can assign also a value. So to assign a value, you just need to type your custom difficulty enum plus the value that you see. As you see, we have the three values over here. Don't like mind this function over here, you don't really need it. So let's say we want to assign the difficulty to easy. Now I can do that when the games start. You can do, for example, okay, if difficulty is equal to my custom difficulty that easy, and say like really if difficulty is equal to my custom difficulty medium, like things are getting serious here. Else, right now we use else because we have only three difficulties and we know, but you can also write a if. You can print, yeah, babe, light, wait, I think it's right, I don't know, lightweight. So if I run my script now, let's comment out this thing. Difficulty, it's easy, and print really. We can change the difficulty just to test. So I'm gonna assign this difficulty my custom difficulty that hard, and it's gonna tell you, yeah, baby, lightweight. So this is how you can use enum. It's a little bit more complicated concept. For today, I end up this lessons over here. I just want to like let you understand that these concepts are very important if you want to create a game, if you want to code, because it's a skills. Many people try to avoid the learning path and jumping straight to make a video game. Like, oh yeah, I want to make a video game. I'm gonna see a tutorial, and I was the same. And then the first difficulty that comes, the first thing that you don't understand, you need to spend more time because maybe you need to go back and look for it, and it has something difficult that you didn't know as well, that you need to go back again. Instead, if you go like from the very beginning to the very ending, it's more clear what you're understanding. And AI, many people use AI to create their game. Yes, it's cool, you type and something happen, but if you don't have knowledge of what's going on, it's very difficult to understand or to type to the AI. Listen, I have an error, probably is a if statement that is creating some mess, check this thing, check that thing, and you give to AI total freedom to play with your code. It's good to know. I'm not against total AI. I'm a little bit against AI, but I use AI if I want to create, for example, debug printing things, or I know that something is very boring. I want to create this thing and I don't want to type. I just write, oh, can you write, because maybe I have 10 variables. Can you write a way to, with the if statement, to print my custom difficulty, and it's gonna print it. Or if I know that there is an error, something over here in appending my array, and I'm very tired because maybe I work too late and it's late in the night, I just ask like, listen, can you check this code from 68 to 75? There is an error over here, and it's gonna look for you. But it's very important, very, very important that you focus on learning coding if you want to take this path. So after this moral lesson, I'm gonna close over here, and if you have any question, just ask me. I'm gonna share the script with you in a Google Drive folder, so if you want, you can take this script and previous lesson script, because I think it's better to check, and you can compare with your script if you didn't follow properly or you didn't understand something. And that's it. Let's see, next time we're gonna explore more dictionaries.